What is up, guys? Welcome back to Still Slaps, the music channel for music commentary and music reviews. Today we have a question that has come up on Twitter, most likely from the Drake stans, most likely off of this recent situation with Certified Lover Boy releasing. The Drake stans have asked a question, or somebody has proposed a question that is honestly, if you say it out loud and you're in the wrong environment, you're in the wrong spot, you might run into situations. You might get some bodily harm. But this question is Drake at this point in his career bigger than Michael Jackson was in his peak? Now, a moment of silence for everybody who died when they said that out loud, who were haunted by Michael Jackson's zombie till death did them the justice that they deserved. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to not sound like an old head. I'm gonna be 30 in a couple years. Michael Jackson is somebody whose catalog, when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore of pop music, when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore of music in general, the longevity, the durability, the performance, you're talking about, when you're talking about, really think about, when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore of pop music, of entertainer's career, of an entertainer's entertainer, a superstar, you are talking about Mr. Michael Jackson, who has always been big, who's been big before he even knew what big was. The Jackson's 5. You're talking about, guys, come on, this is silly. I'm really making this video. I'm really doing this narration because this question is crazy. Now, Michael Jackson's peak, and you can honestly probably debate that. Michael Jackson has so many points in his career where it's like, was his peak his peak? Now, of course, we're referring to Thriller. Thriller is the best-selling album of all time, to this day. And you're talking about Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson, two of the best musical duo to ever do it in the history of music. They released Thriller, and Thriller, I can't imagine being alive when Thriller came out. I can only imagine. I'm only 26 years old, going on 27 on October 24th. Same birthday as Drake. What do you know? But I can only imagine the hype and the buildup and and just the chaos that was out there when you're talking about Thriller being released. That's one album. That's one album in Michael Jackson's catalog. That's just one. That's not nothing. That's not none of the Jackson 5 records. That's not Michael in his 70s, where you're talking about the off the wall. Come on, guys. Drake, yes, Drake is the biggest now. And I think that's why this question has been proposed and people are entertaining it, because yes, Drake is the biggest artist now. Drake is the biggest hip hop artist now. And you know what? We can say that Drake is outside of hip hop a little bit, but we do have to consider Michael Jackson's catalog consists especially on Thriller, Michael Jackson's catalog consists of Michael really just stretching his element over, you're talking over different type of instrumentation. You're talking different types of, Drake has only really gone so far, especially after Certified Lover Boy. I mentioned this in the review. Certified Lover Boy is really just a kind of an ode to what a Drake fan or people who grew up with Drake are used to sonically from the production. Michael Jackson's catalog consists of a dynamic of so many sonic pockets in the way the instrumentation was over a lot of records that he was on. You guys got to understand that it's not just, Michael Jackson was not just one. That's why they call him the king of pop. That's why he has that title. His instrument, what he was able to accomplish over the stream of his career, without social media, without the bigger, without that family crutch, after that was gone, we have to really think about the question here. Yes, Drake is the biggest right now. Drake's had a 10-year period now. Yes, we can't take that away from him. But does Drake have really the performance level stuff you're talking about? If you're talking about comparing him to Michael Jackson's peak, now where's that conversation ending as far as where your comparisons lie? Because you still got to deal with Michael Jackson on the entertainer performance aspect. Michael Jackson was many consider him the greatest entertainer of all time. You really have to think about the question as far as where does it end? Are you just talking music? Because if so, Drake loses there. If you're talking superstardom in entertainment, Drake loses there. Drake hasn't had a really big performance glow like Michael Jackson has had yet. So really, guys, the point is, this question is it's too early, even for Drake. Michael Jackson has decades on decades of just different areas in his career, not just one decade, not just Thriller, not just Off the Wall. Michael Jackson has so many different lanes where he could have been considered the great. So, that question really is a little too early for Drake. It's too early for Drake. Yes, he has done a lot for hip hop, but even Drake knows, it's too early. It's too early. Compared to Michael Jackson, 10 years? Compared to Michael Jackson, to your 10 years compared to Michael Jackson's catalog is a baby year. It's a year. It's even that, if that. So yeah, I wanted to make this video because this is definitely a L for Drake. And everybody who's saying otherwise, I question what they really know about Michael Jackson and his catalog. I'm not going to be surprised if a bunch of 20-year-olds are going around with this argument, or even, younger than that. But no, sorry guys, Drake is not near that successful peak run when we're talking about Michael Jackson. Thriller, the greatest selling album, one of the greatest sonically sounding albums of all time. Yeah, no, Drake doesn't have a Thriller yet, guys. I'm sorry to break it to you. He doesn't have a Thriller yet. He's got a little ways to go. This has been Shuby with Still Slaps. Michael Jackson, Drake, still slaps.